Batman Gotham by Gaslight, A League for Justice, Issue 3. Andy Diggle and Rob Williams writing with Leonardo Fernandez. Is this the first time Rob Williams has been here as like a co-writer?
I feel like because I don't remember in the other issues.
Yeah, it definitely. So, I definitely didn't have it written down in the because I always just like go to like my last months for this week and then just edit it.
Yeah,
and that name definitely wasn't there.
Here,
so
I'll go back to the League for Justice 1, and we'll see what's there. So
yeah, so this issue we pick up from the Zod kind of meeting Lex Luthor, and immediately he's like, Lex, you're an ant. Don't think I need your help. He's like, no, I'm just a servant. Yes, like all your puny little race. Yes, and then Zod picks up the kryptonite kind of engine thing that Lex had in his like train mech and puts it into his back, which helps fuel him. I don't know if the implication is that this is what gives him powers, because like obviously that's not what gives Superman powers even in this universe. So
right.
Yeah, so whatever's going on there, but obviously this is Kryptonian tech that he's familiar with. So yeah, that sets things up. Ra's al Ghul's like, Constantine, you've got to like deal with this. Go find I can teleporters. I've got the Phantom Stranger's amulet here, but like you need to go and like deal with some of this. So anyway, we get like Clark explaining to the others like how he arrived on Earth, or we hear like the Native American explain to Clark how he arrived on Earth, and we see that Jonathan and Martha are dead. Clark visits their grave, and talks about how, like, I found out that, the people I came from are maybe quite terrible, but, I'll try and always make you proud. And I love that he goes over his stand with Bruce, and you can tell it's Batman, just because he's all wearing black and whatever else, and the others are all kind of in their civvies. I'm like, Diana looks so different without her like Themyscira armor or whatever. Like almost to the point where I was like, is that Zatanna? Is Zatanna here now? But it's not. It's just Diana.
If it wasn't for the lasso on her hip, right?
Yeah.
But I do love that Bruce says, that perhaps we are not unalike, right? And he's like, no man chooses his own blood, nor may he be judged for it. Well, I like that sentiment.
Of course he's saying that. He just watched a man go up to a grave that says Martha and get all teary-eyed. Like, he relates to him more than he ever could right now.
Yeah. The good old Martha.
Why, in fact, did you say that name, may I ask, sir? So they go to Luthor's factory, because that's like naturally they want to investigate. Superman rips the vault door off, and they go in, and they actually find both Cyborg and Flash, who's still in the containment center. So Cyborg collapses in front of them. Cyborg's been trying to save Jay Garrick, who's inside the containment field. And he's basically been in this like flux state of like, is he matter? Is he energy? And they actually have to go into his mind. Like Martian Manhunter like goes into his mind with Cyborg to explain to him, hey, you have to pick which state of matter you are. And it works. Like, he kind of becomes whole again and becomes a person, and comes walking out of the containment field. So we're kind of completing the set here. We've got like the whole league coming together. And then we go to Argentina, where Adam Strange is trying to explain that he needs to speak to the president because bad stuff's coming and it's important. And they look at him like he's a crazy man. They don't believe a word he's saying. But then when he gets thrown out, Diana's there with Martian Manhunter, and they come in and they're like demanding they take action. So yeah, so it's basically like everyone's like came together, they found Flash and Cyborg, and then they've kind of split up into teams to go do other stuff that needs to be done around different places. So Batman's sparring with Julie Pennyworth, and Talia shows up, demand like what because she's kind of wanting to stop all this now. Doesn't even care about the kryptonite or the ring anymore, because we're past that. We have to deal with other stuff. So Batman goes looking for Selina and finds Constantine instead. And Constantine just gets kind of cocky, like calls him Mr. Wayne, says they're on the same side, all that kind of usual thing. But he realizes that Constantine's stalling and that Selina must be nearby. I think he also smells her perfume. So he chases Catwoman up a bridge. Some of the more fun art here in this section of like running up the side of this bridge, up into the middle bit, and yeah. So like it's all setting this stuff up. Basically, the thing that she stole was the journal of like everything, that all the Kryptonian age stuff. And Catwoman's trying to like run away with it and is almost about to throw it into the water, or maybe she's just taunting him with it. But
yeah, so she's definitely taunting because she's made it to the smokestack of a ship that's passing under the bridge.
That's right. She's on her way, like she's jumped from the bridge onto the ship, and she's like just sort of taunting him as she's leaving. But then an arrow with a tether goes into the book and pulls it back. And it's actually Huntress, which Batman makes clear. Wait, Julie? So Julie Pennyworth is Huntress here in their Gaslight world. So, hey.
Yep. She has a crossbow. She has the ears, that go up off the mask. So pretty cool. Wasn't expecting a Huntress, like, at all. So that's cool.
Yeah, and Zod goes to where Themyscira used to stand and is like, hey, my gate to the Phantom Zone, where is it? They have destroyed it, the bastards. And he ends up like blasting everyone with heat vision because he's pissed. And then the cliffhanger is the Justice League show up. Admittedly, no Cyborg
or
Flash, but the others are there. Talia's with them, and basically we get the name drop of the book where like Zod's like, oh, a league for vermin, and Superman's like, no, a league for justice. End of issue. I mostly enjoyed this issue. I think my one complaint might be is that it feels like it's maybe rushing through some plot points a little bit. The fact that we get one. Yeah, I was gonna say the fact that we get them coming together and then splitting up, and then the cliffhangers them coming together again at the end feels like a bit too quick, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So like the Flash, I would have liked more build up to this, right? So like what he was fully doing with Luthor that led to him getting stuck in that perpetual loop. And I do like that they send Manhunter in to talk with him, right? And get through, but I'm still kind of confused on how they got him out, right? Because it said that he could either choose matter or energy.
Yeah.
Right? And so he chooses the matter way. And was he just locked in the state that he didn't realize what was going on? And that's what was going on? Or like, had he chosen the energy? What if he just exploded into nothingness? Right? So yeah, I'm just kind of confused on what exactly led to this. I know it was an experiment from Luthor, right? So I'd like to have a little bit more time on the Flash build-up, before we get here. Cause
I don't think we need build-up. I think that's the wrong way to look at it. I think it just needed to be, once they go into his head, that should have probably been most of the rest of the issue. And like once they were in their head, they'd maybe see the backstory of how he got, worked with Luthor, how the experiment happened that turned him into this. Like that kind of thing. I don't think it needed to be built up before that point. I think it was fine to reveal it once we're in his head, but it does feel kind of strange that we go into his head and then like 3 pages later, that's it. Job done. He's out. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
I felt like the rest of the issue should have been like them in his head, try to like convince him of like where he is and that he can fix it. And then maybe occasionally cut out to the real world and show the others looking around the lab and finding like other evidence of things Luthor's been doing or whatever. But it's almost like there's X amount of plot they want to get to by issue 6 because that's when it's going to end, and like maybe it's just a case of like they only got 12 issues for their entire story, but the ideas they had were really enough for like maybe 20 or 25 or something, and they're kind of just barreling through some of the ideas. I mean, that said, the ideas themselves are mostly pretty good and I'm enjoying most of the moments, but it's not quite the special story that it could be. And I think the first like 1 or 2 issues of the original book that they did like kind of implied that it could be, because it's just sort of having to fire through so much of the team forming so quick that because if you go back to that first half, like the first 6 issues, it felt like we spent 5 issues building to just seeing Superman. And somehow,
he did.
by issue 3 of this, we've got every single member, and they're all like together, and like everyone.
And,
like, it feels like it sped up too much.
Right. No, we did, and we got a Luthor mech train, and now we got Zod, and then we got Roz, and it's just boom, boom. They're giving us all this stuff here, and I don't feel like we're given enough time to fully like absorb it into this world. We're moving on so quick, and that's why I like the Constantine stuff, because we had a slower build up to that, and like when he shows up and he knows that Batman's Bruce, and just that whole cocky swagger, you know, it all fit because we had time to spend with Constantine before all of this. Yeah. So it's definitely a mixed bag of stuff. I mostly do like what we're getting, because I do love this steampunk Justice League. And I want to see how this Zod's gonna work out, and he's trying to get into the Phantom Zone I'm sure to release his army, right? That overtook Mars.
Yeah.
Right. You know, and how does the kryptonite affect him like that? Like what's up with that? So, yeah. And it's not also lost on me that we have 3 of Bruce's love interests here, right? We have Julie, who's the Gotham by Gaslight one. Then there's Talia, and then there's Selena. You know. So again, just throwing these characters here, and I like seeing them in that in that form. But yeah, there's just seems like there's a lot going on and not a lot of space.
Yeah, it feels like the initial build-up felt really well-paced, and then it's kind of sped up by the end of those 6 issues, and now this half of it's just been really quick from the get-go. Which maybe is just a critique of the writing, maybe it's a critique of like, oh, this should have been twice as many issues so they could really like explore all this at a nice pace. But I mean, I'm still having a decent amount of fun. Like it's an easy read. Yeah. But you know, it does feel like it's maybe not quite living up to what it could be. So take that for what you will.
And also the Alan Scott having the same facial hair as Green Arrow. Every time I see him, I go, oh, there's Ollie. Right? Because he's got the green. He has the mustache beard combo. And I have to constantly remind myself that that's Alan Scott, you know? But yeah, no, I love that page at the very last page with them assembled and Superman up there in the front. I think that looks really cool. So at least we're getting these big moments delivered on. So, you know.
Yeah. All right. What are you giving League for Justice issue 3?
I'm going to give this a straight 7.
Yeah, I think it might just scrape to it, but I was thinking like a 6.5, but like, I mean, it was still a pleasant enough time. Like, I'm not mad at it, so I think I'll agree with the 7.